Can you tell me
Okay.
a little bit again what it is that you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, actually, I was thinking about it this morning, and I was really my biggest question is how do you get in alignment with like the um with being able to lose weight? When it's been something that's been kind of obsessive for decades, how do you get out of that resistance and into that alignment?
Yeah, yeah, right. The million dollar question.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how do you get out of resistance and get into alignment? I mean, one of the main things we talk about is alignment, and alignment is really the solution to everything. If How are you familiar with Abraham Hicks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good,
Yeah.
good, good. Yeah. So, like, if you want more money, practice alignment. If you want a relationship, practice alignment. If you want to release pounds or make changes to your body. So, really, that's like a very big question. I mean, I wrote a whole book about it. And I guess the simplest answer I could give you is to start the practice of making alignment your number one priority.
Mhm.
So sometimes that entails not even focusing so much on weight loss, because a lot of times when we focus on weight loss, we feel resistance because
Right.
we notice the gap between, oh yeah, I want to be over here, but I'm over here. So we just notice that gap, and then it just makes us feel kind of like not so great. So when you practice
Right.
alignment, and then your alignment is not necessarily conditional, it's not based on, well, I can only feel good if I have a certain outcome,
Mhm.
you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's just practicing, like, what would make me feel better right now? And it's just, I call it, like, there's a whole bunch of uh, tools in your toolbox.
Mhm.
So there's the Evoke Method, which we're going to do in a moment. That's one tool, which is really, really one of my favorite tools right now, to shift energy. And then there are other tools, like, the other night in my group, we did the process from the Ask and It Is Given book, and it's
Mhm.
called Wouldn't It Be Nice If process. There's so many different tools, but really, to simplify it, it's about alignment. So once you start really practicing that and just learning, well, what's going to work for me,
Right.
and what's going to help me to feel better in the moment. And it's hard to go from, like, a low vibration to a high vibration really quickly, but you can inch your way up,
Mhm.
through using these tools. And then, like, I've found I've gotten better and better at it over the years. I keep getting
Mhm.
better at being more steady in my vibration,
Uh-huh.
having these really low dips, and even, struggled with depression for a long time in my 20s and 30s. So, yeah, I just love how practicing alignment has totally transformed my life. So I hope that helps. It's not like a
Yeah.
quick fix, like, yeah, it's practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. And I'd like to start by asking you, I like the question that you did submit. Uh, do you remember what it is, or do you want me to find it?
Um,
Let me see. It was,
I'm trying to remember.
I feel like no matter what I do, my body won't release weight, and I would have to do something extreme, like only eat raw fruits and veggies for years to ever lose the weight. Yeah, I mean, I can
Yeah.
totally relate to that. Um, but let me ask you, what is active in your vibration now? What is something? Is that still the thing you'd like to use the evoke?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So why don't you tell me a little bit more about that?
Um, I think, I used to feel, or I feel like a lot of it is like, emotional beliefs that keep you stuck, but yeah, I've tried to lose weight, obviously, by tons of different ways, and none of them work, and they kind of get more and more restrictive as you go along. I'm sure if anyone who's dieted knows that. And so it just kind of gets more and more like, almost like your hope gets smaller and smaller as everything gets more and more restrictive, because like, how could I keep up with that for the rest of my life?
Right.
You know? Yeah.
It's very hard to um sustain that. And what is it? Can you think of a recent moment where you were feeling that way? Like, were you at work and you were having this feeling like, oh my gosh, is this ever going to change? Or what can I, how am I going to figure this out? Or
Um,
maybe it was this morning, maybe it was just before the call.
yeah. I feel it frequently, like, trying to think of like a specific time. Yeah, it's usually like, at the end of the day, after like, because I still have, these beliefs where it's like, well, if you eat less, then you'll lose weight, which I know isn't true. Like, I've seen too many experiences where for other people where it's not true, and experiences where I've not even eaten and have gained weight. So, but at the end of the day, it's like, oh, I should have eaten less, or I could have skipped this meal, or that old programming comes in. It's usually like late at night, like when I'm going to bed and thinking about it and feeling discouraged. Yeah.
Was it last night, for instance?
Yeah, last night, most every night.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And believe me, I totally relate because I, have been there for a minute, 20s and even in my early teens. So you're not alone. Okay. So last night you're getting ready for bed or you're laying in bed and what is the kind of the thought that repeats itself?
um Kind of that I've got to figure this out. I've got to figure out how to get this weight off.
I've got to figure this out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. So let's get started. So I'd
Okay.
like you, Jenny, to relax and close your eyes
Okay.
and just take a deep breath in. Now, I want you to really focus on this thought that I've got to figure this out. I've got to figure out how to lose this weight. Really feel that feeling as if you're laying in bed and turning in for the night and you're having these thoughts go through your mind. And tell me when, just can nod your head when you have that. Good. Now, can you tell me what is the emotion that you feel when you think that thought?
Mm, Probably like panic.
Panic. Yes. Good. Panic. Now, really feel that feeling of panic. We're only going to feel it for a few minutes or less. Really feel that feeling and tell me where in your body do you feel that feeling?
In the top of my chest and my throat.
The top of your chest and your throat. And is it heavy, light, or medium?
It's heavy.
And is it moving or completely still?
Still.
And what's it made out of? Is it like solid and dense, or is it energy, air, or liquid? Is it,
Um, it feels solid, like
yeah,
hard, tight. Yeah.
solid. And what is the texture, do you think? Like, is it a brick or a rock or concrete?
Mm, I'd probably say like concrete.
Yeah, and what color is that concrete?
Dark blue.
A dark blue. Yeah. And like what shape is it? Is it all connected in your throat and your chest?
Yeah.
And what so what kind of shape is it?
It kind of looks like armor, I guess.
Yeah. So it's shaped like
Yeah.
armor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. Very good. So let's change some things about that. That might feel a little bit better for you. So let's start with the color. And what's a different color that would feel better than that dark blue?
Mm, Maybe a white.
White? Yeah, nice. Now, if you could change the texture, what would feel better than that concrete?
Maybe something soft like a thin blanket.
A thin blanket. Nice. A nice, soft, thin blanket.
Yeah.
So a white. So it's is it? Yeah. It's if you'd like, explain the blanket. Describe the blanket to me a little bit more. Is it?
Like a real thin, almost like a scarf or something, like a thin blanket, more like a something like draped so you could take it off easily.
Wow. Okay. Nice. It sounds really almost silky and so comfy. Now, is this blanket moving at all? Or is it
Mm,
just still?
It's a little, yeah, like a little, if like the wind blows, could.
Okay, so yeah, the wind is blowing in a little. Cool. Now, looking at this blanket, would you like to pop it out of your body? Are you able to do that, Jenny?
Um, it feels kind of attached.
It's kind of attached. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
good. So now that you see it in your body, would you like to move it out of your body? And
Yes.
can transform it a little bit more so it'll be easier for you to do that. Yeah. So I want you to look at the blanket and see if it's the right size. What size would feel even better? Or is it the perfect size right now?
Um, I think it would feel better if it just wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it just wasn't there. Yeah. Yeah. So is it still attached or can you pop it out of your body now?
I can pop it out of my body.
Okay, great. So now pop it out of your body. Now see it in front of you. And
Okay.
now, is it the right size or would you like to make it bigger or smaller?
Um, it seems like a fine size. It seems
Good.
small.
Now tell me, I want you to look at this blanket, this white blanket, cozy, smooth, thin. And maybe the wind is blowing it a little bit. Now tell me, what is the emotion you feel when you look at the blanket? There's no right or wrong answer. If you have a bit of a negative emotion, that's fine. Just let me know what it is.
It feels I'm not really sure exactly the right word, like the emotion, but it feels like it's unnecessary.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay,
Like it
good.
would be word for the emotion of that.
Yeah. So it feels like unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Very good. So what would you like to do with the blanket now? Would you like to
Maybe just let it flow away.
you just want it to blow away? Good.
Yeah.
So go ahead and watch it blow away. Yeah, just see it floating away. Bye bye, blanket. You're unnecessary. Just bye bye. And now tell me, as you're watching this blanket just blow away and disappear, what is the emotion that you're feeling now?
Relief.
Relief. Good. Just focus on that feeling of relief. Yeah, let's milk that feeling. Just focus on that feeling of relief. Wonderful. Just like bring that in your body, inside your body, feeling of relief. Even take a deep breath, like, feeling of relief, like exhale. Whew. Ah, that feels good. This feeling of relief. Now tell me, where in your body do you feel this feeling of relief?
um, Kind of all over, but like mostly in my chest and like down my torso, but my arms feel lighter.
Yeah, wonderful. Let's focus on that feeling even more. And where is it most dominant in your body? Is it your chest, or your torso, or your arm, or is it just all over?
Um, Probably my torso.
Good. And Jenny, is that feeling of relief, is it heavy, light, or medium?
Light.
And is it moving or is it still?
It kind of feels moving like the flow of like a river or something.
Oh, wonderful. So what does it have a color? Is it like a liquid?
Um, White, maybe light blue.
Like light blue?
Yeah.
Yeah. So is it what is it like water or energy or air?
Yeah, it kind of feels like water energy, like kind of a washing feeling.
Beautiful. So it's like in your torso and is it moving like throughout your arms or what is it where is it?
Yeah, just kind of like from the top of my chest down my torso.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Now I want you to continue to feel the feeling of relief. Focus on that water flowing down your torso, that light blue, pretty water. Now imagine doubling that feeling of relief, allowing yourself to feel that feeling even more. What do you notice happens with that feeling in your body when you allow yourself to feel it even more?
Mhm. It almost feels like the sun is shining. Like I can see like yellow and it's like brighter.
Uh huh. Yeah. Yeah. And do you feel the warmth of the sun?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. So if you feel that, continue to feel that feeling of relief, the sun washing down on you, the water flowing through your body. And now that you feel this,
I'm so sorry.
oh, I missed that. That's
I
fine.
sneezed. I'm sorry.
Oh, bless you. So go ahead and Feel that feeling, go back into that feeling of relief in your body. And I want you to imagine, Jenny, going back in time as if your life was a movie and going back to last night when you were laying in bed and you were feeling that feeling. And I want you to notice, imagine replacing that you last night with this you that's feeling this relief, that's feeling that light blue water flowing down your body. And I want you to replace that you with this you. And I want you to press play on that memory from last night and notice what's different when you're feeling this way.
I don't feel any panic. I
Mm-hmm.
feel, instead of feeling like I've got to figure this out, it's almost like I could just be happy and it would figure itself out.
Yeah. Yeah. You just be happy.
Yeah,
And
just be in the moment, like I was laying there panicking last night, like watching TV, where now it feels like I could just relax and enjoy the show and enjoy just hanging out with my husband versus like being in a panicky feeling.
mm-hmm. Yeah. That is so powerful.
Yeah.
Just be happy and it would figure itself out. Wow. That is that is like so powerful. And what's different about your breathing and the feeling in your body as you're laying there in bed and relaxing?
I just like relaxed and present where I am, where like I didn't notice it, but like in contrast, I was not present, like with my husband or even watching TV or enjoying the comfiness of my bed. I was just like sitting up and panicking and thinking like I was somewhere else because in my mind trying to figure out how to solve this problem. Where
Mhm.
now it feels like I can notice all the things around me, like how comfy my bed is and actually enjoying spending time with my husband and enjoying the show and like enjoying even just my body, even just enjoying being there with myself.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. You can actually enjoy your evenings.
Yeah.
Yeah. How, how cool is that?
Revolutionary.
It absolutely is. Wonderful. And what do you now know about yourself?
um, that worrying about it doesn't fix it, but it takes me out of alignment. I guess now I see like it takes me out of where I am, so I can't even enjoy the moment that I'm in, much less, like the future or anything, because I'm in like this other state instead of just being where I am in the moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. And what do you see going forward? Like, for instance, tonight or tomorrow night, or maybe even 2 nights from now. And you're laying in bed, and those thoughts start creeping back in. And, oh, well, you got to figure this out, Jenny. We got to figure this out. What are we going to do? Oh, my goodness. What do you see is different that you can? How do you look at that,
um,
those thoughts?
I think I just tune back into this feeling because I feel like this is more of what Abraham talks about like relaxing and in a different like not thinking about the specific situation, but relaxing in another situation creates that environment where you can let go of the first situation, if that
Hmm.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can see now like going back to the same process and feeling that you just guided me through so I can actually enjoy where I am,
Yeah.
which is really what, I just people want to lose weight because they want to be able to enjoy where they are. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's really awesome.
Isn't that the truth? Yeah.
Yeah,
So you can just tap back into this, remember this feeling of relief in your body. Maybe even think about where it is in your body and what color it is. And the reason we do that is it just bypasses the monkey brain, the part of us that just wants to overthink everything, and it just go right to the emotions, go straight to the emotions. So you can go straight to that emotion of feeling relief anytime you want, and just like take a deep breath in and relax, practice being in the moment, and it just gets better and better, the more that you practice. I'm
yeah.
so proud of you. That's like really great work. So when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Okay, that was amazing.
Yeah, good, good. It's really incredible how this works. I've been studying the process for almost a year, I guess, and using it with clients. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
and I've had huge shifts myself,
Yeah, I bet.
with it. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
all different areas. So yeah, well,
yeah.
good. We have some more time. I don't know if you have another one you want to do.
Okay. Um, I'm trying to remember what my second one was.
I can look. um, or maybe it was more of a question. Um, oh, it's feeling good in my body before I've lost the weight, um, and that's
I guess.
great. We use this method is on like some kind of wobble in your vibration that you're having right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be around, you know, I'm I want to feel good in my body. I know that comes first. So then
Yeah,
looking
I
what,
think this kind of took care of that.
oh, okay.
Yeah. So I guess I'm trying to think of another question. Oh, so I have this belief like we're all born with, like because I have 6 kids, so like they all just eat and then they don't like think about it, and they're all just like at their regular weight. And so like, is there a way to like shift your mindset back to that? Because like decades of dieting is kind of made me like wonky around food. Where is there a way to like shift your mindset back to that childlike, oh, just eat, and then noticing like, oh, my body's done, and moving on with your life kind of, does that make sense?
Of course.
Okay.
Oh my God, it makes all the sense in the world. It really does. And yeah, um, again, it's not like a short answer.
Hmm.
It's sort of like the answer I gave you before. And like for me personally, that's the path that I'm on, is getting
Okay.
back to that childlike state where you eat when you're hungry, you stop when you're
Yeah.
full, you listen to your body, you trust your body to tell you what it wants. And I wish I could say that, I started this process and it just happened like that. But it just is like unfolding for me. And I'm using myself as an example because this is the experience also with a lot of, most of the people that are doing this work, whether it's Abraham Hicks or intuitive eating. What I
Hmm.
love about this work and Abraham is that it's you've got that component of your inner being.
Yeah.
Build for me. I love sharing about that relationship with your inner being. So it's like feeling like you're not alone. Your inner being is guiding you and
Hmm.
to to what it is that you want. And so it is a journey back to that state that you're talking
Hmm.
about, that beautiful state of just being like your kids and just you know, you don't even think about it. Like, imagine that.
Right.
But I think for a lot of us, like you said, the diet culture, being on that diet merry-go-round caused
Hmm.
us to kind of muck that all up. And we just
Yeah.
got into all of these different things of restrictions and deprivation and, kind of mess with our minds about it. So we have so
Yeah.
much momentum in that way of worrying about food, worrying about our weight, wondering what are we going to, how are we going to fix this, all those things, and then restricting ourselves, dieting. So there's so much momentum. For me, it was decades of momentum with that. So,
Hmm.
so having turning the boat around and going downstream and building momentum the other direction, it's an unfolding, it's a journey. And
Hmm.
I've lost 30 pounds, but it's still unfolding. I can't say that I'm 100% there, like childlike, but I'm
Right.
so much there, more than
Hmm.
ever before. Like now I eat when I'm hungry. uh you know like this morning, I woke up and I was just going to have eggs and a healthy breakfast, and with some, actually some avocado and avocado toast. And then I noticed there was a big custard pie in the fridge. And I'm like, what the heck is that doing there? And I said, what, to my husband, what's that doing there? Why did you buy that? And he's like, oh, I bought it yesterday. I thought your dad might like it because my dad lives with us. And
Hmm.
so then I'm like, man, that would really taste good with my coffee. So
Yeah.
I had a piece with my coffee. I just had a normal sized piece. And I was like, I got full so quickly. And then I was like, okay, well, I really should have some protein. I'm thinking, well, you know what?
Right.
My body doesn't want anything else. I mean, I had a little piece of pie and I don't want anything else right now. I'm not hungry anymore.
Hmm.
So it's like so beautiful. That sounds like a little thing, but that's huge
No.
for me,
Yeah.
compared
It
to
is huge.
the past. I would like
Right.
beat myself up over that.
Hmm.
And now it's like, I'm listening to my body. So there is a book called Intuitive Eating, and it's all about that. But what I love about what we do is, and I say we, I mean the Abraham community and my community, is that, we have that component of the inner being. Like Intuitive Eating, the book
Right.
doesn't talk about, it's that spiritual component. To me, it's like, it's not about willpower. You know,
Right.
and because if it's about willpower, I'm gonna fail
Yeah.
every
I
time.
feel that. Yeah.
I mean, game over. you
Right.
know yeah. So and then I'm going to beat myself up, and I'm going to then go on a binge because I'm criticizing myself, and I want to numb myself from not feeling those feelings, and blah 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 blah. But this way, with with inner being, I have my inner being. My inner being is guiding me. I can learn how to soothe myself when I do eat something and I start feeling a little bit bad about it, which happens once in a while. It doesn't happen like it used to happen.
Hmm.
And because now I'm realizing it's about loving myself. So, and all the women I interviewed for my book, that about how did you do it, because they released 25 pounds, some released 100 pounds, or one released even more than that. It's like, well, how did you do it? Because they said they did it using Abraham and law of attraction.
Hmm.
Okay, so how does that work for you? And they explain that the journey actually is about learning to love themselves.
Hmm.
So, oh,
Right.
because I'm, well, that voice, like, what did you do that for? Oh my God, now you're never going to lose weight because, it's constant. So it's like, in the beginning, I started slowing that voice down and just like so I could actually hear what it's saying.
Mhm.
Like, oh my gosh, wow, I'm saying really a lot of harsh things
Yeah.
to myself. And then, so learning how to soothe myself. I first got a coach who she would soothe me. So we get on the phone and then she said, how you doing? And I said, well, I ate like 4 rice puddings last night. And they weren't even my rice puddings, like these little cups. They were my
Mm.
dad's. So I feel so ashamed and I feel so disappointed. And she said, so what? How were they? Did you enjoy them? And I was like, well, yeah, I did at the time. And she would just be, well, good, good. And then we'd move on. And so then eventually I began to hear her voice in my head, like if I ate something
Mhm.
and I hear, well, so what? Did I enjoy it? And then so I started like really like paying attention to enjoy, like, wow, I don't even think I enjoy my food, like
Right.
because there's so much mental stuff going on about it.
Yeah.
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 So I help people enjoy their food, actually like be present to their food, be like really like celebrate your food. So I recommend you might want to get the book because it's talking about all this stuff. That's a start. Because a lot of times we're not enjoying our food because like for me, I don't know why I was afraid to be hungry. Like I was always afraid to let myself get too hungry as if and I'm not sure what that's all about, but so I never really experienced how good food could taste because when you're really hungry, food tastes like a million times better. It's like,
Right.
oh my God, this tastes so freaking good. But I never allowed myself because either I was just eating a lot just to numb myself, or I was not just not eating, not listening to my body.
Mhm.
And my body, was now it's like my body's like, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay. And then when it's like, wow, like I just enjoy food. So it's so funny. I eat less, um, maybe sometimes, and I release pounds, and yet I enjoy food more than I ever have. Like I really enjoy it, and I I eat when I'm hungry most of the time, most of the time.
Mhm.
And like now, even if I eat when I'm not hungry, like like sometimes I like to have a snack while I'm watching TV and I'm not really hungry, or I just want it for comfort, something
Mhm.
sweet. Like it's not a big deal. I don't, you know, beat myself up over it. It's like, well, I want
Right.
it. So because if I just say, no, you can't have that. No, you can't have that. It seems to backfire on me. Like if I
Yeah.
really, really want something, best course of action is to just have it. And everybody's different.
Mhm.
So finding what is going to work for you, because each one of us is different.
Mhm.
So some people that um they they follow Abraham's way of dealing with food and their body and learning how to love themselves, but they go to Weight Watchers, or they do keto, or they do, they still might quote unquote diet, but it
Mhm.
works for them.
Yeah.
For me, it doesn't really work for me because any kind
Mhm.
of restriction just doesn't really um, work for me. But I
Yeah.
know plenty of people that combine it. So it's like finding listening to your intuition, and that's why developing that relationship with your inner being is so important.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You have any other questions or along that line or anything else?
No, I can't think of anything.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, great. Wonderful.
That's
Uh,
been awesome.